ba, with the provinces. So at least sa provincial and level, pwede nyo nang, it's up to you, no? But pwede nyo nang gawin.
Yes, sir. We
Diba?
can...
Tapos, sorry, just to finish. Tapos, bigyan nyo ng reward. Kasi meron kayong co-investment agreement, di ba? So, bigyan nyo ng cash prize. Yung mga, di ba? Yung mga, and you can do it by way of not the LGU per se, but the investment. Di ba? The project. Di ba? Para pag binigyan mo ng cash award, it's not personal to the individuals, but it is for the needs, di ba, and the requirements of the project.
Yeah, anyway, we're doing that, sir. And then we're giving to LGU, for example, there are cash prices of 5 million and some equipments for the LGU. And these are also the things that we wanted to also adopt, particularly in the coming days for the implementation of the different projects for LGU, sir.
Okay.
The good housekeeping, well, we are going to coordinate with the IAG, but as you have mentioned, we need to do it ourselves as for DA agriculture only. So I think it's quite, ano sir,
I'm sure marami ng trabaho yung DILG, di ba, na inaasikaso. So I think they wouldn't mind kung kayo ang magiging, di ba, timon dyan. But go ahead. Thank you. Please
Yes, sir. But we also recognize that in the seal of good local governance, there should be measures, indicators about agriculture programs that should be included in the SGLG.
Oh, well, dapat din, di ba? Yeah. Well, then you can coordinate with them in that regard. No? Parang as a add-on, di ba, to the housekeeping. Lalo na kung dapat na siguro dahil kung halimbawa ang populasyon ng LGU, I mean yung kanilang constituency is 50% farming and fishing, di ba? Paano bibigyan ng good housekeeping yan kung walang kalahati ng populasyon mo o 80% ng populasyon mo o kaya yung income mo agriculture pero wala kang programang pang-agrikultura. No matter how you look at it, paano bibigyan ng good housekeeping yung isang LGU kung yung bulto ng kanyang populasyon agri and fisheries tapos walang programa sa agri and fisheries? Baka dapat bawiin yung seal na yun. Biro lang. Pero go ahead, please.
Next slide, please. Very important to us is the result-based monitoring and evaluation. And we did some study for the 5-year period 2018 to 2022. And although we sampled only 900 farmers and 658 extension workers, and these are the results. Of course, the green one is increased in for knowledge, attitude, and skills. There's a perceived from the ones who were interviewed by Asian Social Project Services Incorporated. We commissioned a third party to do this, Mr. Chair. There is an increase in, of course, knowledge when it comes to agricultural technologies. But in terms of adoption of modern technologies and practices, medyo mahina pa siya, mababa siya. And in terms of clients engaged in diversified farming and value adding, the data also shows 14.8% engaged in value adding, but about 3/4 or 75% engaged in diversified farming. In terms of resiliency, mataas naman siya with social protection through our Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation. And 56.5% of clients say that they are confident of coping from the devastation from extreme weather events. In terms of competitiveness, there's still a low perception among those who were interviewed. Next slide. I'll provide you the body, sir. Agricultural extension workers at a glance. So I mentioned this earlier about having profiled already 11,000 plus extension workers by region, and there's a ratio of almost 1:1, male and female. Next slide. In terms of age grouping,
I made some computations. So, lumalabas dun sa Taiwan, yung population, kung 18 extension workers per farmer, and there are 600,000 farmers, they have about 33,000 extension workers. Obviously, our population of farmers is about what, 11 million?
based on our
Farmers
SBSA, it's 10.8
See.
million.
So 10 million, sila 600,000.
So 1:1,000.
Kaya nga, which is really not enough. And that pretty much explains to a large extent, diba, why our agri output and productivity is kulelat compared to Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, no? Of course, there are several other factors, but that's one major factor. You want to improve productivity and output, diba? You provide the necessary support for the weakest in the supply chain, which is the farmer and the fisher folk. Go ahead, please.
Maybe, Mr. Chair, just like to input.
Yes, please.
Yeah, the other problem is, Mr. Chair, is not only in the extension but the specialization. During the devolution, DA has become generalist. In other words, nawala na yung mga expertise natin. We do not have plant breeder anymore. We do not have entomology, pathology, and all of these things together. So if you are, for example, a graduate of marketing, you can be already in the Agri 1, Agri 2, Agri 3, or economic agriculture. The problem, if you're going to be in the field, you'll be dealing about morphology, you're dealing about agronomy, then you cannot answer the farmer. So this all the more aggravate the situation. The reason why we, in the Philippines, for example, since 1898, we are importing our seeds until today. You can just imagine 1898, Mr. Chair, and we are importing our seeds. No, so there's something wrong in the structure, not only on the extension but also in the specialization. That's why we are calling for the SUCs to also cover this into their system of the education or curriculum. No,
Well, I would like to think if you have the structure that's down to the grassroots level, then you will be compelled to ensure the expertise. Diba? Kumaga, dahil wala kayo rin sa baba, parang walang pressure to deliver. Kumbaga, yun na nga, naging general lang, hanggang regional lang naman kami, di ba? Yun lang kami, yung grassroots, iba na yan, di na amin yan. Kaya pagka ikaw nandun hanggang sa baba, mapipilitan ka ngayon sagutin yung mga tanong ng mga farmer. In fact, you mentioned that, even in terms of you know, the necessary equipment. Diba? Dahil nasa regional ka, diba, hindi nagtutugma minsan dun sa pangangailangan ng pinaka local yung appropriate technology. So yun na nga, seeds, science, technology, lahat yan lutang kasi wala sa baba. Diba? Okay, go ahead, please.
In terms of age group, as mentioned earlier, mga bata pa ang mga extension workers. Next slide, please.
Dapat. Kasi kung matanda, hindi na makakababa ng... hindi na kayang maglakad ng bundok. O tumawid sa pilapil, di ba? Go ahead.
And some data on their educational attainment. 90% naman ay at least college graduate. Maybe those who were undergraduate are doing other tasks other than the technical responsibilities. Next slide, please. In terms of programs handled, meron kasi tayong technician on different commodities. So makikita din dito, although hindi pa complete yung items, I mean the data, kasi ongoing pa yung corrective measures namin with regards to those extension workers who missed some items in the questionnaire. But from this data, we can already see that rice commodity has more technicians than the other commodities. Almost 1/4 of the total number of technicians are for rice. Sunod ay livestock at 17. But of course, yung data would be, in terms of ratio between farmers and technician, mataas pa rin, sir. Next slide. Of course, appointment, 81% naman sa kanila ay with permanent appointments. Some are job orders. In terms of years of service,
Na yung hinihingi ko na lang, job order eh. Hindi pa rin mabigay. Talagang, may kakulangan talaga in that regard. Go ahead.
in terms of years of service of our extension workers, next slide. 64% are 10 years below the service. So newly graduate and might not have attended capacity development activities to hone their expertise in the field. Next slide. I mentioned earlier about incentives. For the LGU, the range of their monthly salary compared to national government agency, particularly grade 11, agriculturist 1, 32,000 yung step 1 level, and looking at the figures from the LGU salaries of extension worker, mababa siya by more or less 10,000 compared with the national paid grade 11 employees, sir. Next slide. These are some data on traveling expenses. So it ranges from wala to meron, depending on the economic classes of the local government units. There are those who provide TEV from within, others none. So that's one of the concerns. Next.
E?
Traveling expenses, both, sir. Yung
About TEV. Okay, go ahead.
right. We also see the importance of re-entry plans of the extension workers who attended training with ATI, because that's where they have the chance to re-echo what they have learned from the training activities. So for the period of January 2023 to March 2024, there were about 8,000 who provided, who made their re-entry plans. Unfortunately, next slide, please. Ito yung status in terms, yung pula is not implemented, partially implemented. So, meaning meron pa ring LGU na who cannot provide funds for the re-entry plans. Okay. Thank you. Next slide. We have ongoing study right now, sir. And we hope lalabas ito within the year. And some information about, of course, profiling is ongoing. Possible relevant organizational structure and staffing pattern, financial allocation for service delivery, extension ratio between farmer and agricultural extension workers, and some cost-cutting concerns